Okay, I've made a determination that I gotta do the pitch stop brace at the same time. So I already popped this out. You just take a little pry bar. I got it underneath the lip on this side right here. Don't know if you can see that. And just took the pry bar and popped it off. It's pretty easy for the most part. So what I'm gonna do is gonna take me a little bit of time. I'm gonna take these retaining clips off here just to get them out of the way. That way they're not making me mad, essentially. Okay, so let me show you the brace kit for the torque strut. So it comes with new bolts, riv-nuts to go into the firewall. This is the passenger side part of the mount. This is the driver's side. This actually goes behind the master cylinder. And then it comes with a new clutch line that we have to install. So let's get the riv nuts on first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so we gotta get this out of here. Here we go. All right, take this bracket bolt out. Okay, so if you don't know the situation, the riv nuts for this pairing pitch stop brace, they wound up stripping out on me. Both of them broke inside the firewall, and they were kind of a little bit of a pain in the butt to get back in. I'm putting the grounding strap back on right now. Those aluminum riv nuts are crap. They easily strip out. I had one completely strip out and the other broke inside the firewall. So it took me over an hour to get it pulled out. I went and bought some steel riv nuts that are in now. Sorry I didn't show y'all how to put those in. Clutch line is in. Kind of had to zip tie it up a little bit I haven't bled it yet, but I will. The bleed screw's right here. You just gotta loosen those 2 nuts. When you loosen those nuts and take them off, do not push your clutch down, because then you're gonna be in a world of hurt. From what I've heard, it's kind of a pain in the butt to put the master cylinder on if you do that. But all you do is you slide your brace on top of them, put your nuts back on. There's a screw where the old clutch line goes. Put that screw in, and then you got a nut and washer that goes on this side to lock it all down. So, not too bad. But the passenger side, getting those riv nuts in is a bear to do. So I'll show you my tool that I made to do the riv nuts, and show you what the pairing kit comes with. This is the issue that I had with the pairing riv nuts. This is a compressed one I had trouble with. This is a uncompressed steel one. When you buy the pairing kit, it comes with this tool, a washer, which I don't have. I've got one that can replace it for the time being. This bolt goes on here, goes through like so. So you got bolt, washer, holding tool, and then you got your riv nut. And then this screws in all the way. Okay, and you take your ratchet and you try to hold this down against the firewall and tighten this down so this compresses. You just keep doing that. But the thing I noticed, what I was having trouble with, was while I was trying to install this kept wiggling in the firewall. Like I couldn't not get a quote unquote good purchase, or a stable, like get a stable thing in there. So this is what's left of one of the riv nuts that's in the firewall. Don't know if you can see how chewed up that is, but that's what broke off in the firewall. It's very hard to tell at how tight this is inside the firewall compared to these. So I recommend go buy you some steel 6mm riv nuts. Okay, these are a lot better and they're easier to tell when they're fully seated. So the tool I made is that I have a screw head, a nut. The reason I have it spaced out is so when I go to put my ratchet on here, it goes all the way and it feels a lot more stable. The second nut right here is just to lock it so it doesn't move back and forth too much. And then this nut and this washer do all the work. So take your steel riv nut, I'm not gonna compress this one, but take it on there, thread it on there, and you want those threads to be just a couple threads just outside the end. You want a couple threads past the end of the riv nut. Now when you go to tighten this, you only want to turn this nut. Okay, so right there it's actually starting to bite. So what happens is when you tighten this, it actually starts to crush and it'll look like this. But I recommend go buy you some of these, use a couple to practice with so you get the feel of what it feels like. You'll start tightening it down and it'll feel like it'll get loose. It'll be looser, it'll be easier to turn, and then all of a sudden it'll get harder again. Once it gets harder again, stop. It should be fully tightened at that point. With the aluminum, that point is a lot harder to tell because the other one that's inside the firewall completely stripped out. It had to wind up drilling it out, which fortunately for me it's aluminum, so it wasn't too bad. So that's what I've been fighting for the last couple of days. These riv nuts, you should be able to get at any part store. Like I said, they're 6mm. So something else too is between your nut and your washer here, put a little bit of oil This is what I used. It's just what I had handy. And it'll make that nut feel easier to turn. Hopefully everything works out for you. I got it in now. I've been fighting it. Now I can start working on getting the rest of the lines in.